powdered strawberry filled patties. Um, for the this season, this time of the year. It's it's all in my lips and stuff. So, but anyway, I was tearing it up, y'all. It was good. So anyway, while I was eating, and drinking from my little jar, my mason jar, mm, I got to think of why do quote unquote Black America, why do we love to intermix, interbreed? Why do we love to have mixed children? For some reason, we love to have mixed children. I don't know why. We just do. And some people say, well, it was forced on us. It was forced on us. We didn't choose this to be mixed. If it was up to us, we would be, original and stuff like that. You know. So that question was in my mind. Why do we, Black people here in America, whatever it means to be Black here in America, why do we like to, have mixed kids? We just do, especially the ones that's going to yield some light skinned ones. We got that light skin thing real bad here. Want some light skinned kids, you know. So, but seriously though, back to the original topic. Um, so okay, I'm thinking about that. Why do we like, having mixed kids? And then we're in the middle of deporting illegal immigrants. We're in the process of deporting legal immigrants, more so in the effort to balance the scales of working class America and the immigrant population that supply our workforce. They're like the suppliers, the human suppliers of our workforce. We have like supplier companies that are brick and mortar with machinery inside the buildings. We know them as like the physical building machinery suppliers, but then we have physical people that supply our workforce. So look at quote unquote illegal immigrants as human suppliers for our workforce. Help us get our jobs done here in a more efficient way. But sometimes we can have way more immigrants than we have our own people. That can happen when we don't have enough of our own children. We don't have enough grandchildren. We don't have enough offspring to keep our, you know, meat and chicken ways going, keep the working class American going generationally, then it creates the opportunity for the immigrant supply, whether front end or back end, to infiltrate our system. So that can happen. All right. So in the meantime, while we're deporting a lot of people, all of a sudden there are quote unquote white people in South Africa that need to get here, like really quick under the not referee, refugee. I'm saying it wrong. Refugee, blanket, you know, they need to get here because they need to escape their government that is allegedly, destroying them, destroying their property, their farming, their women, and, raping their women and all this stuff. I'm like, wow. Well, I'm not mad at any race or nation or country of people that want to save its own kind. Why would anybody be mad at that? I'm not mad at that. Just think if we, quote unquote, black people were more like that. What if we went out of our way to save each other and look out for each other, no matter what, and at all cost? What if we did that and did it relentlessly? Like did it as though our life depended on it. Instead, we do the opposite. Instead of us fighting for our rights generationally, over and over, relentlessly, tirelessly, without waver, if we act that way, wow, just think how much further along we would be as a nation, as a country, as a people, as, you know, if we act like China, if we act like Japan, if we act like white people, if we act like other races, nations, countries of people that are loyal to themselves, if we act like that and stop mixing ourselves with everybody else, we put more energy into mixing, having the right to mix with everybody else, than we put into keeping ourselves. Quote unquote, black people would rather mix to no end than to tolerate each other, love each other, be long suffering with one another, love each other, be peaceable with one another. We'd rather mix and fight for the right to mix and integrate. Yeah, be with other people. That's more important than sticking together and enduring together. Black people would rather suffer and march and go to jail to no end in order to be with other people than to suffer, march, and go to jail to no end to stay together. When is the last time somebody went out of their way and fought to be with you, near you, to keep you, to want you? I mean, they went out of their way, almost lost their life for you, be around you, to love you, care for you. They made it be known. They would shout it from the rooftop, whatever they had to do to cover you, to make sure you're okay. When is the last time somebody act like that when it came to you? How is that not attractive? Well, there aren't, too many people out there doing that for me per se, but I'm doing it for my kids and grandkids. I'm hustling for them. You know, the world, divorce tried to take them away from me, and I was like, heck to no. I don't care how bad I look, how ugly I am, how old, whatever, unwanted. Y'all mine. Two wounds, generation strong. And everything I have, whether a little or a lot, is yours. Period. And I'm willing to fight and live for that, and I'll die for it too. Both. So, yeah, we black people just need to start, thinking, even as an individual, you as an individual can calculate your mind to make choices and decisions that is in your best interest for the collective. Even if you don't meet any other black person outside yourself, so to speak. You know what I mean? You can live in a way that benefits all of us. Even if no one else ever really know what you've done, it still count and is credited to all of us. That's the best way I can explain it, you know? So, I try my best to live in that way, to treat people as well as I treat myself. And when I'm going through a bad phase and I'm treating myself bad, I try to let the people around me know what I'm going through, not have no secrets, you know what I mean? So that they can protect themselves and use discernment. The more I'm open and honest about what I'm going through, the people around me can make decisions for themselves. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but I have the range to treat people within the scope that I treat myself. And my honesty is what will protect people, even when I'm doing great. Just because I'm doing good and making decisions in a certain way that benefit my life, the people around me are probably like, whoa, 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 that's just too good for me right now. I know you're doing great, but my life is not lined up to reap the kind of, I'm not where you at. People need to be able to, it goes both ways. Even when you think your life is great, whether you think your life is the worst ever, you know, the people that are close to you will notice some things. And then the more honest you can be with them, they can decide what they want to celebrate with you and what they don't want to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Give people room to discern you. We all have the right to do that, to a degree. So yeah, we need to put as much effort into being together as we do trying to push our way into other people's spaces. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being in other people's spaces. Oh, let's see how far you get without white people. Let's see how far you get. It's not really about that. It's about the amount of energy that we put into being with them. If we put that amount of energy into being with ourselves, Wow, that's all I can say. That's all I can say is wow. We put a lot of effort and energy to eat with them, sit with them, talk to them, to be with them. We put a lot of effort into it. I would just love to see us put that same amount of energy into ourselves, into being with us, loving us, wanting to be with us, eating among ourselves, you know, learning among ourselves. Maxim I would love to see us maximize ourselves. When each and every one of us have reached that place, then I can see us being so bored. We have no choice but to go to other people because we've just the least of us has been maximized. That's how well invested we are. So that's the only way I can explain how Trump can plan to deport millions in one regard, balancing budget stuff. And you can put color on it if you want to. The budget is a very colorful thing. It is. But you heard the expense report and the list, how colorful that stuff is. Paying for Disney type events in other countries and stuff like, huh? What? Sesame Street stuff? What? Huh? Anyway, very colorful stuff. But at the end of the day, though, at the end of the day, no matter who he's deporting, for what reasons, and all of that and the other, he's like, yo, it's some white folks over in a black land being treated in the worst way. Let's get them. Let's get them. It makes sense to me. If I see somebody mistreating my brother, my sister, no matter where they at in the world, I feel like I want to do something, say something, something, reach out, mm, reach out, even if it's prayer, something. There's nothing wrong with that. To me, to me, when you strip away all the, legal, and you just look at that's my brother, that's my sister. I want to help. No, these other mofos. I'm just saying. I mean, if we would be more like that as Black people, if we would be more protective of our own people, more inclusive of our own people, you know, maybe we would be the dominant people. We keep allowing all this division and separation, divorce and taxes and classifications, and we keep letting all this stuff keep us divided, keep us away from each other, keep us lusting after them, desiring them, wanting them so bad, and begging and begging. Please let us shop in your stores. Please let us sleep in your bed. Please let us eat at the same restaurants you eat at. Please. We just lust after them so much. But if we could just lust after our own self like that, if we could just lust after ourselves like that without calling each other a hoe, without calling each other out our name, if we could just stop stealing from each other, backstabbing each other, if we could just stop doing all that long enough to lust in ways that really add up to some stuff, you know, just turn our lust knob to a different temperature. Yeah, and clean up our attitude, get our acts together, get our plans lined up, take advantage of this time. When other people are gathered, getting their plans together and making stuff happen, then that's our time to do it too. That's our time to do it too. This is the kind of stuff that we need to copy from other people. Yeah, so they're trying to copy, you know, how they eat and where they eat, and all that. So they're trying to copy stuff like that. Copy how they stick together. Copy their unity. Yes, baby.
Can I get milks and can I get chips?
Yes, you can have these chips. And yes, I will get you some milk. Yes, sir. You know what? Can you reach it and pour it yourself?
Hold on.
You can try. Keep rushing me. I think it's about halfway full, so or half empty or whatever. So you might be able to handle it. If you don't want to wait for me, and you need to at least try, okay? We just may have to clean up some milk a little later. So, but yeah, I just got to thinking, you know, the stuff I think about. I talk to myself. Now I said, let me just turn on the camera and talk to the world. Whoever's listening out there, the world, you know. But I'm thankful for my, I think I have like 2,200 subscribers. You know, I have like 5,200 videos on here. I am growing, guys. It's a slow grow, but hey, I'll take it. They're just ideas I have in my head. Just based on what I read in the Bible, current events, stuff that I've experienced, things that I've observed in many, many other people's lives, and, you know, celebrity life, it's just everywhere. Information overload. It's that time. Free education for everybody. I mean, really, you can go online and find almost anything. Yeah, I think that's what my this is page 50. Let's see. This is what my what is this? PhD? Yeah. My dissertation was about. My dissertation, the last time I wrote anything in it was 2012. 2012, I think. Yeah. But it's like it says online instruction. I was writing about online instruction. Online instruction. Online instruction requires a different pedagogy than traditional face-to-face instruction. And I have sources cited here because when you write at this level, you have to cite everything, or you're going to be what do they call it, plagiarism and all that. All right, so it says miscommunication due to lack of body language cues, voice cues, and direct feedback create challenges for online instructors. Yeah. So that's why YouTube is really nice. You guys can see me, you know, you can see my background, my facial expressions. Um, I'm showing you what I'm reading from, and you know, instructors whose only teaching experience has been face to face will need to acquire new skills to provide online instruction because traditional instructors cannot be expected to automatically know how to create, deliver, and maintain online learning using these skills. Quality training programs that prepare the instructors to teach in an online environment are essential to their instructor development and success. Okay, so yeah. So back as late or late as 2012, I was doing heavy research. This is like one chapter. Um, Doing heavy research on online learning and how it was changing face to face instruction and curriculum delivery forever. And here I am on YouTube now. You know what I'm saying? Who would have thought? Who would have thought, y'all? But so I'll just read a little bit more, showing my little nerdy side. Okay. Factors to be considered in preparing instructors to teach in an online environment include instructors' perception of training, instructors' attitudes about the training, and administrator support for training. Support. Okay. All right. So, and then, I cite my sources all throughout here. Freeze 2006 suggested that online instructor training should build on previous models and the experience of other instructors. Okay, yeah. So your face to face experience is still important. It's not that online learning replaces face to face. It's not that it replaces it. Before YouTube, perhaps we didn't have the face to face. There was online learning where you would download the instructor's, you know, information, read it, respond to it, and upload yours, and, without the face to face. But I really like what I'm writing here about transitioning from face to face, where you have to get in your car, drive to some school, and listen to one person standing up there lecturing to hundreds of people, possibly. Now, thousands of you can be sitting in your living room at work or, wherever in your car and tune in to me, the one person on the other end. Things have switched, but you still see me. I can't see you. Okay. So basically, that's what I'm writing about in here. You know, long story short. But I have to use all these fancy words and use all these cite all these other sources and stuff just to say that for the most part. Um, okay, it says, furthermore, the body of knowledge surrounding the effectiveness of instructional technology, specifically online distributed programs, suffer from fragmented research and reporting methods. Ew. Okay. Sound like I know what I'm talking about, y'all. As online instruction is expected to continue to increase, further research is needed to provide a basis for developing online instructor training, including instructors' perceptions about training programs and administrators' attitudes, the administrators' attitudes toward providing training. Okay, so yeah, an instructor is only as effective as its support and the acceptance of the delivery, really. It takes a lot to, especially like right now, I'm live. I'm live. I cannot roll back anything. But you all know that I am investing in what I call my eternal deficit of mankind theory. And being able to use this level of live, online instruction, you know, helps my chances of getting my theory out there. And this is free for me. I mean, I know I'm not monetized on here, but the fact that I'm able to share my dissertation live, share my dissertation information live, and a theory that I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? That may be more valuable than YouTube paying me. I mean, I think YouTube should be paying me anyway, but without me having to jump through a bunch of hoops and begging and stuff. But again, I'm still benefiting from being able to just be on here at all. So, furthermore, what was I saying? Furthermore, um, okay, it says, yeah, this study, my study, okay, guys, okay. This study will focus on training provided to prepare traditional instructors. I was a traditional instructor going through a PhD program with my dissertation focused on, you know, provided to prepare traditional instructors to deliver online professional development courses, okay, to children, oh, on this case, child care workers. They made me like go real specific. It don't need to be that specific. Like on here, I'm talking about the eternal deficit of mankind and how we treat our marriages, how we treat our family life contributes to the debt that we experience on this earth and with Most High. So, so anyway, online professional development courses to child care workers in a particular county in Michigan. So what's on this side? Oh, this is page 1. But yeah, okay, so yeah, here, let me just read this really quick. It says, why would I do that? That is so tacky to go front and back. I was probably on a real low budget. If I was copying like one. Anyways, but it says, okay, so chapter 1, introduction. Introduction to the problem. So this is what I view as the overall problem. Okay. And then I'll go find page 3. But although computer-based training is not a new practice, Even in 2012, computer-based training was not a new practice. By 2012, most people were having to get on their computer at work to do some type of training at work. You know, most people were not paying for online learning yet, like registering in a college class. Not most, but at least at work, they made you sit down, click through some screens, and said you went through your training and you go back to work at the minimum, in 2012. But here I go saying the concept of online instruction is considered a groundbreaking experience in adult education. See, by 2002, by '02, this is groundbreaking. We're talking '09, you know, the early 200,000s. I'm researching on this topic. And now here I am on YouTube. You know what I'm saying, guys? A review of literature identified concerns about how instructors are trained and prepared to teach online courses. Your girl, groundbreaking stuff now. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, so, and then I have a whole line of references here. How many references? That one little sentence, y'all. Okay, look. A review of literature identified concerns about how instructors are trained and prepared to teach online courses. That was not an original idea of mine. That one sentence, I have to give credit, even though they may not said it exactly like this, but because these people said something similar to what I thought of, I have to give one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight other people credit for that one little sentence. Otherwise, I could get sued up the yang yang. Almost every sentence in this chapter is like that. Every sentence back in the day. That's how writing a dissertation was so difficult. Every sentence, no sentence was an original thought, was allowed to be an original thought. So every sentence on here, I had to give somebody else credit from somewhere, even if it wasn't like word for word. If they can put enough words together to say, hey, she stole from me, boom. So yeah, writing thesis, and my thesis, as a matter of fact, was about my thesis associated with my first master's degree under the Martin Luther King Cesar Chavez Rosa Parks Scholarship. My first master's. That one was about non-traditional learners, traditional versus non-traditional. And then with my PhD dissertation, I followed up with, okay, so not only do we have non-traditional learners out here, we need to prepare traditional teachers for this online world we're about to go into. When you have those old school teachers, all they do is just sit at the chalkboard and write, talking to the board with a bunch of people in the back of them taking notes. Baby, we online now. Baby, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we need to be able to educate more working class, everyday people on levels that used to be just for scholarly people. Yeah, but I've been thinking about this stuff for many years. But we live in a world where even though I have degrees and have all this stuff written and, I put a lot of thought into my life and whatnot, we live in a kind of world, if you don't have something that an employer stamp you with, brand your behind with, then you don't have nothing to talk about. You know. So in my second marriage, when I realized I was being thrown under the bus, I said, well, I gotta have something to talk about when this marriage ends. Something that people want to listen to. So when people say make something out of nothing, I had to make something out of nothing. I had to take what most people would say, oh, your husband just cheated on you and you need to just get over it. You got old, he don't want you no more. You got old and you don't bring no money in too. Girl, you know you gone. So I had to take that concept of hitting the wall, being unwanted, what I've read in the Bible about situations. I just had to stir all this up in my pot with my little degrees that expired. My college degrees expired on me like front end immigrants' visas expire. Okay. So I had to take all of that and say, what can I come up with? Hey, I can be a poly expert. There are not enough Black people out here that are honest about how they get down. That's one thing about when you have a almost PhD. Well, I have a PhD, all but dissertation. I did all the PhD coursework, and they approved 3 chapters out of the 5 before they told me we're not giving you any more money. And I was like, oh, no more money means no more degree. I'm not gonna sell my soul for no degree. When y'all done giving me money, I'm done. So now I can just sit back and the 3 chapters that did get approved, I can just read them. And the 2 that didn't, I can still read those. Why not? All these years later. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll just keep, reading all my little work online, you know, make some use of it, of my ideas, especially with so many other people out there thinking and saying the same stuff. Lots of sources to cite. It's wonderful. Online learning, online teaching. We all can do it. It's been heavily researched. The can of worms have been opened and no one can stuff it back in. We're here. All right, guys. Click like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keep tuning in to an old head here, someone who's been studying online delivery and presentation and, learners for many years now. Many years. This is exciting for me, and not just be me. I love it. This is the place. More people need to do it. And we need to change the rules. They need to pay, they need to pay us. They need to relax the rules and pay us. Why not? I have PhD level work here, dissertation stuff that backs it up. I'm just saying. All right, so let me get on off of here and do something else. Keep working on my theory, the eternal deficit of mankind. You hear it first here at Dr. Leisha, the Preacher's channel. All right, so let me see what else. Yeah, share and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.